Hello, it's Chris and welcome back to Something Else Amiga. Today on the show we have this. This is a box from Mr. Lawrence, all the way over in Arkansas. Just a couple miles away from me. This is his Amiga 1200, and conversing with him through Facebook or Messenger, she is a heavy tank. Why is it so heavy? I think it has a hard drive in it. He even sent me the mouse. Oops, that's just falling out of the bag. That I'll test, but it's the original 1200 mouse. But I'm not going to need. So Mr. Lawrence has recently gotten back into the Amiga, so welcome back, buddy. Hope you got an empty credit card. He reached out to me in Messenger, and then I believe an email also, asking if I could recap his board and how much it costs for a recap. I said it's expensive at $0. He bought this and he didn't have a power supply, and it's just here. We don't know if it works. We're going to test it right now together. So Mr. Lawrence, here's your girl's first fire up. I got the camera up a little bit. Helps me not look so fat. Hooking him up with some stuff on the old disc, if it works. I haven't even popped the belly slot. I don't know a thing. We're just going to hit the button and see what happens. Here we go. Minus my fat creaks. It has a hard drive. And it's just booting. Way to go, Amiga. Holy moly. That is big. What do we got? We have a massive font. We have 8 megs of RAM, 2 megs of chip. I gotta turn the backdrop off. I'm sorry. Oh, this mouse is on fast. Okay, work and workbench. I hate that system and workbench. Uh-oh. Scala, DC TV, and a backup from 1996. It has Imagine, DPay4, and Scala on it. 100 megs free, 15 megs in use. So Workbench must be system. It is, and those fonts are big. This is a nothing machine. There is nothing on this. We have a bunch of fonts, PostScript. Nothing has been added that I can see. Kickstart 3.0 based on my mouse hotkeys there. There is nothing in here. Alright, let's see. New shell. CPU. What do we got? We got the stock 020. 120, I'm saying about 120 meg hard drive here. That is about right for the time. So this is just going to be a recap. The machine works. I haven't tested the floppy disk. Let's test the actual floppy drive. I'm going to put a Workbench 2 disk in. Just see what happens. Haven't cleaned it. There you go. Just slap her on her ass and she's good. Eject button works nice. Disk works. You know, this works very well. Let's take her pants off and see what she looks like naked. Sorry my chair's creaking. I got the fat creaks. I'm a fat dude. I didn't test component or composite video. I'm just going to do a double mouse button. Don't need the whole thing to boot. I just want to see if we get the screen. Composite works. We're good. Turning it off. Don't want to murder the hard drive. We'll go back to the VGA input. Let's take her apart. Now, she's been apart before. I'm not the first person to get in here. Holy God. She is a heavy pickle. I got to bring you down. I'm sorry. It's like, there we go. How you doing? All right. So, screwdriver of choice is this one. Woo! Oh my. What is this puppy? Coin cell battery. She's welded to the card. 1280. What is this card? This is a, I don't know, MBX I think. Let's see. MBX 1200Z with an 8 meg chip in there. Optional FPU slot, and it has a battery clock, and 8 megs of RAM. There's a crystal slot, which is a 14 pinner that you can put a crystal on here to put an FPU on there to help you out. It has a 2032 battery in it from, I don't know what year. Goes into static bag pile 2. The warranty seal has been broken, unfortunately, but I'm the warranty. I don't ever over tighten these screws either. That's why it's so heavy, because there's a hard drive sitting here. Carefully. Oh, the tabs have already been broken off, so I don't have to worry about that. What the Sam heck have we got going on here? We always run our cables over so we can, yep, let me use my small screwdriver and flip up the, okay, so I can lift the keyboard up to get the light out that ran through the thing. There's our keyboard. She looks very clean, look at that. Very clean. Whew. Not going to touch it. Dusty on the ribbon cable. Wow, it is a Seagate. Thick girl, man. She's got a big old booty. Look at that. Thick. 120 megs. Neat. Still has the metal tape around it. Wow, that's cool, huh? So to remove that, you just kind of pick up on it. They're keyed. And then fold her over and carefully pull that cable out of there. Gosh, this thing has some weight. For a hard drive nowadays, no wonder that thing weighs so heavy. Okay, this is about as original as I have seen a 1200 in a long time. So I know these are original caps, because before I stab myself, I'm going to take the screw out, and I got the other one on the bottom there. Top looks in great shape. A little dirty, but you know, it's old. I don't want to get fingerprints on this. We're going full proctology mode, and you know what my favorite color is. These look blue on camera, but they are purple as Barney's balls. Barney was a dinosaur television show in the 1990s, I think. That doesn't matter. I love you. So these are my favorite color, purple. Oh, God. I do have slightly larger hands.
Be packing, because that's one goofy looking guy.
I just want to not get fingerprints all over this thing when I'm bending tabs. First time you're going to see me wearing gloves working on the Amiga most of the time.
2 hours later.
Oh my God. There we go. Holy crap. See the fingerprints? Well, they're dust prints. Well, they're not. I don't know how to put that one on, but I can wipe my finger and you'll see I don't leave fingerprints because I'm wearing gloves. But, you know, we'll clean this up anyway. Normally this is what our boards look like, because we've been in them more than Tommy Lee was in Pam Anderson. This is an NTSC 1200. This is a 1D3. Just some freckles. I mean, that can be possibly cleaned up. I think it's been sitting for a very long time. Bottom of the board tray looks okay. No damage. There is plastic. Extremely clean. This is original stuff. And it looks just beautiful. Modulator's going to come out. That means you don't need the 100s, but I put them in there because just in case somebody wants to go back to a modulator, your circuit-wise capacitance is there. You don't need the 100s because they're part of the modulator, but I just put them in there. You never know. I've gone back to a modulator one time, believe it or not. And as usual, I have my ankle bracelet on my foot, and the table is grounded in your mom, and the caps look just, I mean, look at her. Just look at it. You're looking at it with your eyeball. It looks, it's in really great shape. And I'm glad, because that makes my job easier. And we're going to get started. Lorena! You're going to chop a beautiful board? You're damn right I am. That's the only way I do it. Very, very light juiceness. I didn't show it close up, but that's how I do it. And then I just simply take this and remove the old leg here. And then touch, and then I remove the rest of the old leg here. And then I will flux it like this. I'm doing one to show. Flux it, grab some braid, and then simply braid it free. Clean it up. You know, you'll get a nice clean pad you're working with. Now my iron is not super duper hot. And from that point, isopropyl alcohol and a cotton swab after that, and just remove your flux and your boogers and any residuals, and you'll see the brown and possibly green if there was some leakage. A little bit right there on the tip there, a little tiny bit, but nothing major. And that's a clean bonding surface here to mount a fresh cap on. So with that, I'm gonna just continue with removals. Normally I take all of the through holes out first and then just cut. One cut. Don't go sawing through it. One cut. Relief cut the ring and it just comes right off. Yes, you can use hot tweezers. If you want to buy me some Hakko hot tweezers and its matching power supply, I will gladly use them. But this way is, for me, safe. I'm not in a hurry. I mean, I've done this hundreds of times. So just take your time. If you go in here John Rambo, you're going to have issues. If you take your time, you'll have no problems. If you have really acid damaged crap, this is the safer in my way to do it. Because you can't always hot tweezer off acid 8 stuff. You can hot air the living crap out of a board too. You're just going to delaminate it with its excessive heat required to turn that electrolytically damaged pad back into some kind of molten thing to remove a cap. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, well, they'll probably end up here. Do pads fall off? Of course they do. But I don't have issues doing it this way. Beautiful. There's the whole composite and audio section. Look at that. No legs lost. See? The fun one is this. So what I do is I take my this lift up the dude, and you can like put the tip in the side and pull the lip off thing. It gives you a couple more millimeters of room, which is critical for getting the keyboard behind the keyboard connector out. You can literally just get right in there and bopper one hit wonder. Boop. Now when I put a cap back on this one, I use a smaller diameter, like a, what is it, 6/3. I use the 3/4, whatever the tiny millimeter ones are. Oh, this one's juicy. Good thing I got that one out. Wet in my hand. That's a good one. So again, in the back of the keyboard thing right here. No damage lost. Now I'll do the 2 right here, and then the 2, and then 2, and the tiny ones, and that's pretty much it. Clean it up, debraid it, and slap the new ones on. Those audios, they always are leaky. They're always wet or have been wet. So looks are deceiving, folks. When you get a 1200 that looks perfect, these caps are old, so they're gonna leak, you know. You see we're getting a pile of mess back here, which is a good thing. No match for that new WEP soldering station. Damn, I love that thing. Okay, so all of our capacitors are off. Okay, they've all been cut. And the one example on PCMCIA showed you how I take the legs off, which is what we're going to be doing again. This is going to be just the process that I do. Woo, arthritis. A little bit of Windex on it. And that is a lint-free, dust-free cloth. It's going to allow me to take my fingerprints off of this thing. It will hold the edges. I will also take the fingerprints off the bottom. Here is a perfect example of why you should clean these out. This is an original drive. This is supposed to be white. That is black, and it is probably hard as a rock. It is hard as a freaking rock. This is grease, but it's pretty hard. It's coming off. There you go, a little dab. But we're going to clean it and replace it with some new white lithium grease. Now don't just go blasting in the drive with IPA. We're going to clean the head and all that stuff. The drive itself is very clean. It was not used much because these things are normally just filthier than anything, just destroyed. Now, preventative maintenance on this, I'm going to show you a trick that I use. Now you can see here, they're clean, all cleaned out. Now what I do is I take this very special oil you can buy at Walmart, or I don't know if you're out of the country, but it's for those things. But the reason I do is because of this. Repels dirt and carbon and other contaminants. Where do you put it? I don't put it on the stepper motor. There's a bronze right here bushing that stepper motor rides on both sides. Now this one is actually a roller bearing, so I don't need to do it. So I'm going to put a drop or so in the top, just a little drop, and then I'm going to rotate with my hand back and forth. Give it the old, I want the knife.
I want the knife.
That'll seep into that bearing, and you'll be good forever. Wipe up any excess with a cotton swab. You're good to go. Now, as far as lithium grease, just Permatex brand white lithium grease. This stuff is kind of like thermal paste. If you want to look like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, this is dirty, feel free to use a lot. But otherwise, use just a little bit. You dab a big clump on there like a little dookie butt thing. And all you do is with the stepper motor back to the beginning is put it right there. Just like that. Where are you? See that dot right there? Beep. When you roll this stepper motor now, it's going to grab it underneath. Okay, so it's sucked underneath. And as you roll this around, use my finger, you'll see it start to fill up the cup. See? And it will do that all the way down. If you want to, you can just go blah, but you don't need to. Underneath on that plastic piece, it will just continue to throw it around. Now, head. Head is isopropyl alcohol on a cotton swab. The higher your concentration of alcohol, the better you're going to have at this. This thing lifts up, but don't yank it. It just lifts up. And just give her a touch, and a touch on the top head. And check your Q-tip, flip her to the dry side, give her a rub. Why? Lower concentrations of alcohol could leave smears. That's it. That's floppy drive 101. You're done. Give it a wipe on your belly. Polished. The reason why we don't run our shielding is because it's a pain in the ass. Mainly because we're in our Amigas so much. We'll be doing this every time. Any upgrades, you're going to be taking this out anyway. Original machine. I think she's very good colored. You know, the coloring is great. So this hard drive is very tiny. It's from 1993. It's 120 megabytes. Slide the microbotics up underneath her dress. And carefully put it back in. Expansion board diagnostic, board and memory working. So that's good. This unit will boot. She's booting off an Amiga kit RGB to HD 15 adapter on a 15 kilohertz capable monitor, 8 megs of RAM, 2 megs of chip. Scala key not found. Well, this ain't the cracked copy. I can't watch anything. It needs the dongle. Yeah, so it's trying to load the player and it's yelling that I don't have the dongle. So yeah, hopefully you got the dongle when you purchased this thing. Scala doesn't work. Imagine works. D-Paint 4 and DCTV. There is literally nothing on this thing at all. What I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to load up the Sutehk and start getting some stuff on here. Amiga networking. I'll use my USB to serial cable. Drag a bunch of WHD load stuff over. Get some demos on here. Make her worthy of what she is. Maybe put Magic Workbench on there. This is very bland, and I want you to have an enjoyable experience. But the unit's recapped. She's like brand new inside. She looked great when she came out, and she looks great going back. A good compact flash SD card solution. They're available on eBay dirt cheap. I had one, and I think I gave it out in a previous repair. So that is all I got for now. Another Amiga has been saved. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?